Hello, boys and girls. It's a little dark in here because I think you can see the screen a little better when I have the light off a little bit more. So I wanted to just go over a little bit of the math and post this for today because I feel like the exit ticket was just a little bit difficult in this part and maybe it wasn't very clear. So I wanted to make sure and go over that just so that you understood what they're talking about. So this part up here, because the exit tickets I do take a grade on exit tickets and your homework that is assigned today because you had yesterday when we went over the actual lesson, and those of you that are going to go over the lesson in math groups today, that would mean that you would have it in a series of a couple times already, so I would expect that you would know how to do this by then. So it says Caesar arranges 12 note cards into rows of 6 for his presentation. Draw an array to represent the problem. So you would have to arrange and draw an array of 12 note cards into rows of 6, right? And then down here, when they ask you about the unknown factor or quotient, well, they're talking about this number right here, okay? Because a factor up here is like the factors are numbers that you multiply together. So like 6 would be a factor, but they're wanting to know what is the missing factor here. And quotient is the answer to a division problem. So hint, these two answers are going to be the same. Because think about our fact families, right? From the other day when we did a fact family, all three numbers are together. So when they're asking here, what do the unknown factor and quotient represent, they're talking about what does this number here, and I don't want to give you that number, but what does that represent? Does it represent rows or how many rows? Does it represent how many in each row? What does it represent? And you basically just have to tell me in a word or two what that number represents, okay? So again, let me turn my lights back on here real quick. And I want to go over real quickly one last time. I want to review fact families from yesterday, just so that you don't forget. So if we did a fact family, remember, fact families have 3 numbers, and you're only going to use those 3 numbers to make 4 different number problems. For example, yesterday we did the numbers 7, 4, and 28. And those of you that didn't meet in math groups yesterday but will today, we're going to go over this today. But you're only going to use these 3 numbers in a fact family to make 2 multiplication number sentences and 2 division number sentences. Okay? So, I know multiplication ones are easier because they're just turnaround facts. We can take 7 times 4 equals 28. We can do a turnaround fact to say 4 times 7 equals 28. And then our division problems, we're just taking that answer, that bigger number, and dividing each of the smaller numbers to equal the other smaller number. So 28 divided by 7 equals 4, and 28 divided by 4 equals 7. Notice that my fact family only uses these 3 numbers in all 4 number sentences. That's the important key to a fact family. And that isn't the important key to memorizing some of your facts, because already when you look at this, you can see that you'll know what 7 times 4 and 4 times 7 is, because it's 28, right? And just like division, if you know your multiplication problems, division comes super easy, but you have to practice those facts. So remember, today on your exit ticket, you have homework that's very similar to your lesson from yesterday. It's just lesson 6, nothing new. Then you have your exit ticket to do. And that, again, I want you to take your time on. Make sure that you're doing Zern. You should be all the way, after today, you should be all the way through lesson 6. Don't get too behind in Zern, because at the end then you're going to have to catch yourself up and go through all of those lessons. So after today, make sure that you're through lesson 6, because we will be starting lesson 7 tomorrow. You also have Khan Academy to get on, and there's some great things on Khan Academy that review what we did in math, because it's all connected. Don't forget, get all of your assignments in. If Miss Demeter sends you something back, that just means that you might need to finish it or redo something that I think you need a little more work on. Don't forget, those of you that meet in small groups for math today, there's some that meet at 12:45 and some others that meet at 1:20. If you didn't meet yesterday for math, you'll definitely meet today. Okay, have a great rest of your day.